Okay, listeners, welcome to Alchemy of Secrets. Here's how things start going horribly right or horribly wrong for our main character, Holland St. James, officially Holland Tierney. She's a graduate student in Los Angeles with a thesis so dramatic it might as well come with a cinematic soundtrack. Her goal? To prove that some of old Hollywood's most infamous deaths weren't tragic accidents. Nope, they were devil deals gone wrong. She believes that stories about deals with devils, magical artifacts, and urban legends are real. Because, why not? Before we continue with the story, making our videos takes plenty of caffeine, chaos, and too many snacks, but we love every moment of it. If you enjoy our unhinged humor and dramatic recaps, please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us keep creating more ridiculous, story-driven chaos and tells YouTube we exist. Stick around, join the madness, and help this little corner of the internet grow. Now, back to the story. Holland enrolls secretly in the underground course, Folklore 517, Local Legends and Urban Myths, taught by the slightly sinister but charismatic The Professor, real name M. Madeleine Kim. This class doesn't meet in dusty schoolrooms. Oh no. It meets in hidden theaters, old libraries, maybe even haunted spots. Everything feels like a conspiracy wrapped in nostalgia and whispered rumors. Holland's ambition is personal. Her parents, Ben Tierney and Isla Saint, were Hollywood legends whose tragic deaths are officially closed cases. But Holland doesn't buy the official story. She suspects there was magic involved. A bargain, a curse, a pact, and Folklore 517 seems like the right place to dig for clues. Then the story flips from scholarly mystery to your worst nightmare come true. Holland tracks down a mythical figure from class lore, the Watchman. Legend says he can tell you the exact moment you die. Terrifying concept. As a lark, or maybe desperation, Holland and a date sign up to see him. That same night, he calls her. She's got until midnight Halloween to solve everything, and if she fails, she dies. Apparently, this Watchman isn't giving out generic "you're mortal" disclaimers. He gives you a deadline. So, congratulations, Holland. Your folklore fascination just turned into a 24-hour death watch, and just like that, the stakes go from academic curiosity to find the magic before magic kills you. And that, dear viewers, concludes our glitter-soaked tour through curses, celestial drama, magical heart artifacts, and the world's most inconvenient death countdown. If Holland can survive all that, then surely you can survive the Herculean effort of clicking a button. Now that Holland has been slapped with a very official death appointment from the Watchman, she decides to do what any rational scholar would do. Sprint straight into the magical underbelly of Los Angeles, like she's late for office hours with death himself. Because apparently, when a supernatural being tells you you're going to die on Halloween at midnight, your best plan is research. Aggressive research. Holland starts digging through the secrets surrounding her parents, Hollywood royalty Ben Tierney and Isla Saint, whose deaths were wrapped in tragedy, glamour, and a suspicious lack of explanation. And as she digs, she discovers the name that keeps appearing like a bad penny, Adam Bishop. Adam Bishop, handsome, charming, and walking around with the exact energy of a man who knows way more than he's willing to disclose, becomes tangled in Holland's investigation immediately. He's the son of powerful Hollywood figure Mason Bishop, a man whose legacy includes money, influence, and the kind of rumors that make you say, oh, he definitely made a deal with someone he shouldn't have. And speaking of shouldn't have, rumor has it that Mason Bishop made a deal with the devil, not metaphorically, literally. Meanwhile, Holland's world keeps expanding like someone tore open a curtain and revealed an entire magical ecosystem living rent-free inside Los Angeles. She encounters the Cabral twins, including the charming Gabe Cabral, who dips into the story with the very specific energy of a guy who's either going to help you or ruin your night. The Cabral family has their own complicated history with magic, favors, and debts that never seem fully paid. As Holland pieces the puzzle together, LA transforms from a city of lights to a city of secret bargains, off-the-books enchantments, and powerful families who trade souls as casually as real people trade parking spaces. The Bishop family, the Cabrals, and even her parents, everyone has some connection to the supernatural. And lucky Holland, she's inherited all of it. The magic, the danger, the secrets, the whole cursed buffet. But the real problem? Every thread she follows leads her closer to one horrifying discovery. Her parents didn't just die, they were part of a web of magical deals that still echoes through Hollywood and through Holland. So now Holland has to navigate a world filled with half-truths, magical power plays, and families who treat curses like heirlooms. And all while the clock keeps ticking toward Halloween night, when either she solves the mystery, finds the key to breaking her fate, and uncovers the truth behind the alchemical heart, or she becomes one more glamorous Hollywood tragedy. By now, Holland is collecting clues, curses, and emotional damage like she's trying to fill up a loyalty card. Every answer she uncovers spawns 3 new questions, each more inconvenient than the last. And at the center of this chaos stands one name she can't escape: Adam Bishop. Adam becomes a gravitational force in Holland's unraveling disaster. He's charming in that I'm definitely hiding something way, with the kind of perfectly controlled exterior that only people raised on money, legacy, and whispered magical bargains seem to have. Adam insists he wants to help her, which is beautiful and touching except for the part where everyone in this world lies by default. Meanwhile, Adam's father, Mason Bishop, looms like a ghost over every conversation. His deals, his influence, and the way he tangled the Bishop name with supernatural power have shaped all the consequences crashing down now. The Bishops aren't just a wealthy Hollywood dynasty. They're a case study in what happens when you mix generational ambition with magic that should really come with a warning label. Then there's the other family in this magical tug-of-war, the Cabrals. Holland grows closer to Gabe Cabral, who slides into the story like a wild card with a smile that should come with its own disclaimer. Gabe's charming, helpful, and familiar in a comforting way, the exact opposite of Adam's carefully sharpened edges. But Gabe's family isn't exactly clean either. The Cabral twins and their family have their own history with deals and debts, the kind that never truly disappear. When Gabe offers help, it's unclear whether he's doing it out of genuine concern or because the Cabral legacy is just as tangled in Holland's fate as the Bishop one. Between the Bishops and the Cabrals, Holland finds herself in the middle of 2 powerful magical lineages, each with secrets, each with motives, and each with people who might save her. Or doom her. To make things worse, the more time she spends around Adam, the closer she gets to the truth he's been avoiding. He's not just connected to magic, he's marked by it, haunted by it, potentially controlled by it. All roads begin to spiral toward the same central artifact, the alchemical heart, a piece of ancient magic powerful enough to rewrite fate and dangerous enough to destroy anyone who tries to wield it. Holland starts realizing that every major player in her life, Adam, Gabe, Mason, the Cabral family, is tied to the heart in one way or another. And worse, the same force that killed her parents is rising again. As alliances blur and truths surface, Holland begins to understand the real conflict. This isn't just about breaking a curse. This is about surviving a war over magic itself, one where families like the Bishops and Cabrals have been pulling strings for decades. And to win, Holland has to decide who she can trust, if she can trust anyone at all. At this point, Holland has collected more secrets than actual hours left to live. The clock keeps grinding toward Halloween midnight, and every new revelation feels like the universe saying, "Here, hold this trauma too." And now we finally step into the part of the story where the truth stops being avoidable and starts being dangerous. Holland's frantic investigation leads her deeper into the tangled histories of the Bishop and Cabral families. Both dynasties have shaped LA's magical landscape for decades, quietly pulling strings, making deals, and leaving destruction that looks glamorous from the outside and horrifying from the inside. And Adam Bishop? Yeah, his carefully curated calm finally cracks. Adam reveals the truth he's been holding back. His father, Mason Bishop, didn't just make a deal with a devil-like entity, he tried to cheat it. And if there's one rule in ancient magic that every folklore student should know by heart, it's this: you don't outsmart a being older than time. You just don't. Mason's broken bargain unleashed consequences that didn't just ruin him, they ripple outward, poisoning everything connected to him. The lingering magic, the curse-like threads, the entire web of unfinished supernatural business. All of it tightened around Adam. He's been living inside the fallout his father created. Meanwhile, Holland begins to learn the truth about her own parents, Isla Saint and Ben Tierney. The couple who were once Hollywood royalty weren't just casualties of fame. They were tangled in the same supernatural ecosystem as the Bishops and Cabrals. Their deaths weren't random tragedies. They were the price of deals and secrets that refused to stay buried. Everything converges around one force, the alchemical heart, a relic powerful enough to rewrite fate, resurrect hopes, or obliterate whoever tries to control it. This heart isn't a simple tool. It's not a magical bandage for bad decisions. It chooses people, and it costs something every time it's used. Holland discovers that both the Bishop and Cabral families have chased the heart, misused it, or been harmed by it. Generations of ambition, fear, and desperation have turned the heart into a symbol of everything broken in their world. And now Holland realizes something awful. Her own life is tied to the heart too, through a series of choices made long before her birth. This is legacy in its worst form. Not wealth, not reputation. No, she inherited a curse. Adam, cornered by the truth, warns her that searching for the heart may destroy her faster than the Watchman's prophecy. Gabe, ever the charming wildcard, urges her to keep digging. The professor seems to know more than she'll say. Everyone has an angle. Everyone thinks they're right. Everyone is hiding something. And Holland She has to untangle decades of magical lies before Halloween midnight, or become another casualty in a story that started long before she was born. By the end of this section, the picture is finally clear, just not comforting. The heart is real. The danger is real, and Holland is now standing at the edge of a truth sharp enough to cut everything she has left. This is it, the final stretch. Holland is hours from her predicted death, which, according to the Watchman, is scheduled with the same precision as a dentist appointment. Midnight on Halloween. Very festive, very rude. At this point, all the secrets that everyone tiptoed around have collided into one very messy truth. Everything comes back to the alchemical heart. Every deal, every curse, every death, every family feud, the bishops, the Cabrals, even Holland's own parents, all tangled in this ancient piece of magic that nobody should have touched, but everyone absolutely did. And now Holland knows too much to walk away. The truth about Adam Bishop finally unfolds. His father Mason's attempt to outwit the supernatural didn't just doom himself, it marked Adam. He carries the consequences of a deal sealed in fear and ambition. A deal that fractured the Bishop family and cursed everything they tried to protect. Adam's whole life has been shaped by the fallout of a bargain he never agreed to. And now, by trying to help Holland, he risks repeating history. Meanwhile, Gabe Cabral steps deeper into the fray. His family, too, has been bound to the same chain of bargains and betrayals. Whatever the bishops did with the heart didn't stay neatly on their side of the fence. It spread, it poisoned, it bled into the Cabral lineage. Gabe's loyalties are torn between helping Holland and protecting the remnants of his own family's fragile stability. But in the eye of all this chaos stands Holland St. James, the woman who was supposed to be a passive victim of fate. Instead, she does what she always does. She refuses to lie down and die just because a mystical being gave her a date on the calendar. As the clock creeps toward midnight, Holland confronts the truth behind her parents' deaths. Ben Tierney and Isla Saint weren't simply Hollywood casualties, they were caught in the same storm of deals, debts, and broken magic. Their lives and their tragic ends were shaped by choices made around the heart long before. And the final revelation! Holland's life hasn't just been affected by the heart, it's been determined by it. Their choices echo through her fate, through the prophecy that now threatens to claim her. The confrontation that follows is pure Garber chaos, glittering, dangerous, cinematic. The magic around the alchemical heart crackles like a living storm, ancient and furious. Holland faces down the power that has haunted her family for generations. Not to steal it, not to wield it, but to end the cycle. Because here's the twist, she never needed to bend fate, she needed to break the chain. Holland makes the choice her parents never had. She disrupts the patterns, severs the lingering deals, and forces the heart to do something it hasn't done in decades. Release its hold. When the magic settles, the curse unraveling around her goes still. The deadline passes. Midnight arrives, and Holland, for the first time since the Watchman's call, breathes without a countdown. Adam carries the weight of his family's fractured legacy. Gabe stands at the crossroads of his own. And Holland, she steps out of the ruins of secrets and bargains with something none of them managed before, a future that actually belongs to her. No curses, no prophecies, no inherited doom. Just Holland, choosing her own story. So, if you enjoyed this recap, or if you're just here because the algorithm shoved it in your face at 2 a.m., go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell too if you're feeling bold. It won't predict your death like the Watchman, but it will let you know when I drop the next recap, which is basically the same thing, just less fatal. Thanks for watching, and remember, if a mysterious stranger ever tells you you're going to die at midnight, maybe just unsubscribe from them, not from this channel.